I don't normally see me like this with a coat, but by God, this storm, Darragh wherever it is, it's not been massive in Nottingham, but the wind has been really windy in the night. The gate at the side of the house kept undoing itself because the catch was a bit on a fire. That kept banging against the door, and the wind on the roof and that. You're expecting roof tiles and stuff to be blown off, but I'm going to take you down, covered up, braving the wind and the rain. It's Sunday, it's about midday. I've had my breakfast and stuff like that. I thought I'd better go and check down there, because one thing that was on my mind was the air source heat pump. Could it blow over, the mini one? And I was thinking, if it tips over, bends the pipe, snaps the pipes, things like that. But if it ever did, I've got the easy pod, and the pond could only drain. The pump would be starved, run on low, if it did, and then but it couldn't drain the pond, so I won't lose all the fish. Anyway, that popped in my mind this morning about 5 in the morning when I woke up by the wind, but it didn't make me rush down there, if I'm honest with you. But look at that, I've only been out like, well, it's been on the camera 1 minute, but so I'm going to spin you around. I've got my tub inside, get some RO water for my indoor marine tank while I'm down there, and I'll spin you around and we'll see if there has been any damage and have a look at what's going off in Nottingham. So as you can see, my lights have come out the branch somewhere, so hopefully they got snapped last year. I should have in fact I took them down last year, but I haven't yet, so I really should take them down for the winter, and they last a lot longer, these outdoor type lights, so I might actually do that today. Mrs is inside wrapping some paper up, some presents up. Koi are all here. Look, piece of board's gone in the pond there, that's at the side there, so really I ought to get on the side there, get that out. It is awful, absolutely been awful last couple of days. This rose bush, look, has come off, has blown off the pergola, or the post, so I can't no longer get down the side of the property, so that needs doing. This is not, obviously weren't, that's just sat there. That was like, I did have a fence all the way around this lower edge when the kids were younger, so they couldn't break the glass. Never been on a walk on the grass, but I'm glad I took the you know what down, shade cloth. So yeah, water's still running on there. Have to be very careful. Water's looking nice. Could do a manoeuvre out though. So let's have a look. This roof, this asphalt last year blew off. I really ought to get a door on here again, because if you can get water, air pressure, and it can lift panels off, but anyway I haven't for a long time. It's all in one piece. I was expecting some panels to be popped off here, to be honest with you. The fence on this left hand side, the posts have about gone at the bottom, so I wouldn't be surprised if that were down, but because it's propped up with a piece of bar. God, the ground is absolutely saturated. Oh, my hands are cold. That's one thing about the UK that I bloody hate, honestly. My hands are cold. It's cold and wet. Thank God I took this tree down last year, because that was hanging by a thread. The greenhouse looks okay. Looks okay so far. Yeah, you can see my fence is leaning there. Look at the bottom, the posts have gone. I keep expecting a panel to come off here one day, but the greenhouse looks okay. Water pissing out their thing there, look. Look at this, winter flowering, whatchamacallit, autumnalis, prunus autumnalis, a cherry, winter flowering cherry. Let's have a quick look down here and see. Got to get back down here again and clear this ground. Yep, still in one piece, thank God. Oh God, honestly, yeah, cold and wet. I bloody hate it. People like, you know, say that we complain about the weather all the time, but because it's cold and wet. Look, 6 degrees, 7 degrees, and it's pissing it down with rain. And then it can drop to like 0, and then we get black ice and stuff. Really not nice. So, the wind has definitely dropped not as bad as it has been. And like I say, I'm in the East Midlands, in the East Midlands, I'm in this centre, more or less the centre of the UK, but down a bit. So you've got London, come up a third, and that's Nottingham in the middle there. But yeah, all good in here, all calm. You can hear the rain on the bloody roof. Well, all good. Everything's... I have noticed one thing. Look at these drops of water. I've got a leak. It looks like, by the looks of it, I can see where you've got the bars going across and you have a plastic trim that pushes in and clips in and holds the panels down. This one, I think, by the looks of it, there, look, you can see on that one, you can't see it, can you? But on this one, you can see a shadow. So I think it's lifted, so it's not pushing down. But on a calmer day, I would go up there, but I'm not going to go up there now. Sod it. I'm just going to let it rain and see if I can push it down when it's calmer, and just hope that they are screwed down, so it shouldn't go anywhere. And if I've got the worst out of the way, then it shouldn't do. But looking at these ain't got a Scooby-Doo what's going off, look. Everything's happy in here. I've actually put another mesh bag, found another mesh bag, look, on this end. So to prevent foam fractionation, because when that water, it's the water, sorry, the water, when it comes out there, it's the water, obviously causes foam fractionation, which isn't a bad thing, it's just unsightly. And obviously you do want more water movement and water crashing, because then you get more gassing off and more air, oxygen actually being put into the water as a byproduct of that water circulation. Air pumps don't put oxygen into the water, it's actually the water movement creating the bubbles, and the bubbles popping on the surface that creates the oxygen in the water. Anyway, look at the tamasabra, how they've grown. Look at the water's lovely. Momotaro shower there. Lovely. Anyway, we're all in one piece. Everything's working. Doesn't need, I reckon I could get away with cleaning this out every 2 weeks at the moment, but I don't do it every week. 10.1 stable, 7.9 still stable, 10 on there. Air source heat pump is off. Oh, it's just kicked in, look. Air source heat pump has literally just kicked in as we speak. Gone on to green, look, so it's dropping power to the air source heat pump. Got it set to 9.9, so that's got to raise to 10. So that water temperature's just dropped a little bit. 10.3 temperature in here. So on a day like today, that air source heat pump's just kicked in, and hopefully, because it's above 5 degrees, it should grab enough warmth out the air, do what it needs to do with the refrigeration process, and put warmth into the heat exchanger, which warms the water up. Not a lot, generally like about 1.1, 1.5 difference between the water going in the air source heat pump and coming out. So hopefully that 0.1 should just bump it up a bit, because when it goes much lower than that on a colder day, that wouldn't have kicked in. This temperature in this pond would have dropped down a little bit more, and this heater would have kicked in, because the air source heat pump isn't coping down at below, you know, when it's down to 2 degrees. It cuts off at 2 degrees actually. I've got it set lower on the controller, on the controller on the air source heat pump. Anyway, enough of that waffle. Safe for the moment. Oh my god, look at my camera on this view. Wet. I've been outside. How are your ponds been? This will be a week after the actual storm, Darragh, whatever you want to call it. Like I say, in the Midlands, East Midlands where I am, we haven't had it that bad really. Just a wind and a lot of rain, a lot of wind last night. But I know at the west of the country, Wales, South Wales, down probably to Bristol, and then on that part of the west side of the country it's been a lot more windy. So hope you come out all right with minimal damage on that one. And if you haven't, live and learn from it. Did you batten down enough? Did you secure things enough? If you got tarpaulin, did you really strap it down and stuff? Because that is why a lot of things, when we're ill prepared, isn't it? But anyway, dropped a few pellets in there and the koi going mad for it. Look at that, what a colour. What a kaleidoscope. Beautiful, can't beat it. Look at that, it's only 10 degrees in this water, compared to outside is probably about 5-6 degrees now, probably let's say 6 degrees outside. But look at the difference, it's absolutely peeing down with rain outside. But if you can manage to get a greenhouse or something indoors set up at 10 degrees, look, uncovered, you can just come in and still get that enjoyment from them. But look how much happier they are. So what that's doing now, that's conserving their size. That little bit of food, it's just keeping them ticking over and maintaining. So they won't lose a lot of, you know, hopefully they won't lose a lot of body fat. But you probably want them maybe to just shred a little bit of body fat to get them prepared for next spring, when they're going to put a bit more muscle on. And get that ratio right of, if you get the food right, i.e. sake balance or sake growth, you shouldn't be putting excess fat on. Like with some foods, you will get excess fat and you will get bellies and all sorts going off with koi. But look at the shape of these koi. Absolutely, I think, brilliant. And they're not all top quality koi. You know, they're not thousands and thousands of pounds worth of koi here, individual koi or anything like that. They're worth thousands. But on sake balance and sake growth, it's really done them loads of good. I'm so pleased. So pleased. Here's the DK line. Just getting that the Otsumi coming up now, look. You see it on the top, coming up better. Look at that, beautiful. Look at the body shape on that as well. That'll be quite nice if all that comes up, But yeah, I'm really pleased with the body shape on them. Look at that, beautiful shape of body, I think. Lovely shape, nothing too of excess, look. Even that shower, look at the shower, look at that. But to be fair, that one there was the one that's only come out of that QT about a month ago. So that had really been fed a lot. But it was on balance all summer, say 3 times a day. Whereas these have been pushed more, but yeah. Anyway, I don't know what I'm waffling on for, because I'm just showing you the fish feeding and what enjoyment you can have by still looking like this indoors. Oh, and look, noticed only after about, well, let's say 10 minutes, air source heat pump has managed to raise the temperature 0.1 and it's gone off, look, satisfied. So it was calling, now it's satisfied. Now, anyone that's interested, because I've got this set up, so that power, that's plugged in to the power source, comes in, power, sorry my finger, goes out, that is normally a plug on there. I disconnected the plug socket and put in an inline connector, and that's the cable to the air source heat pump and the air source heat pump controller. The control on the air source heat pump temperature is set to 24 degrees. So I can now use this controller to control the air source heat pump when to come on and off. And I've only got it set to 0.1, and I've quite a few debates about this, people. Oh no, well if you have it on 0.1 it's going to click on and off too much. No, it doesn't. Mine doesn't at all. Now if it did, because I tried mine on 0.3 first, and 0.3, if I let this drop, this pond down 0.3, even indoors, it takes so much longer to heat up. So much longer. So it would be 3 times longer than what, so that's 10 minutes, it would have took 30 minutes to heat up. Now when it's really cold outside, it's going to be even harder for it to reach temperature, because the pumps, the air source heat pumps, working harder. And especially one that's not designed to really work that efficient below 5 degrees. So that's why I did it, and look, that's proved the point. That air source heat pump's clicked on for 10 minutes, bumped this back up to 10 degrees. absolutely spot on. Now, once that air source heat pump temperature out, once the temperature outside gets to 5 degrees, it's not as efficient. It starts like what's going in, i.e. 600 watts to make it work, you're getting out. That's how it works. But you're still getting output, but not as efficient. It's not like you're putting in 600 watts and getting a kilowatt out. You might be at that point, but you know, but then again, like I say, once it starts struggling, gets to 0.2 degrees, well, gets to point, the air temperature outside is 0.2 degrees. I've changed my settings on mine. It was set up to cut out at 5 degrees C. I've gone into the parameters and I've changed it to 2 degrees. 2 degrees it cuts off, because I found below that it works. I can get it set to 0 degrees, but then it really is struggling. It's on loads, it doesn't reach temperature, and it starts icing up like a brick. So I thought, I'm not going to put, there's no point wasting that energy for it to actually freeze up into a block and not actually get the output of the water warmth coming out of it to actually so it maintains temperature. So what it does then, that picks up. Anyway, these come up really close a minute ago. They were literally coming up to me. Yeah, that's that. Can't wait to spring. Please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed already, please hit subscribe. If you're a subscriber, many thanks for the subscription, many thanks for the comments, many thanks for the support. See you on the next one. Soothing.